Donald Trump has won the presidential election for United States of America. He will become president-elect for the 47th president of the United States. The results are in: 277 for Trump electoral votes to 224 for Harris electoral votes. It's over 71 million votes for President Trump, who will now become the 47th after he was the 45th president and takes over from President Biden over the last 4 years of President Biden and Vice President Harris. He has beaten Harris by a landslide. This video is going to talk about reactions, what this means for the future, how I believe that this is a pinnacle time in history, and what ultimately, the second part, what it means for the UK. I'm going to give you some of my thoughts of what happens in the UK. There's been so much turmoil, there's been so much going on over the last number of years. There's been so many things from blue states to red states, whether that has been Tories to Labour, whether that is reform or not. There's been so much crisis that has happened. There's been so many challenges that so many people have faced, whether that is everyday working people, whether that is entrepreneurs and business owners, whether that is all the way to our pensioners, those that have lived and worked entire lives to go through the difficulty that they're facing, whether that is the crossings of people illegally coming into countries. America's had troubles, the UK have had troubles, there's troubles around the world. So many conflicts that are happening. This is a pinnacle change in history. Donald Trump becomes the next president of the United States. I believe in free speech. I believe that you watching this can have a different opinion to me. I believe that you may not agree with everything that I say, but you can say it. I believe that what my thoughts are and what my opinions are, we have the right to say what those opinions are. As long as we're not breaking laws, then we have the right to say what we have. So throughout this video, if you've got any disagreements with me, then get in the comments down below. Get the conversation started. Get the discussion started. That is what free speech is all about. Over the last several months, there's been so much division. So much division. Time to come to have conversations. How do we move forward? How do we heal? Like Donald Trump says, make America great again. I also believe that we want to make the UK great again. There's been so many difficulties, so many challenges. It's time to move forward and start building forward. So let me share with you some sort of discussion of the last several weeks, months. I put on my stories on socials yesterday that Donald Trump must win this election. I shared it on my stories, my socials. I also believe that Reform UK, as it stands at this time, in 2024, at the current state of what we're seeing across politics, I believe that Reform must win the next election in the UK. And here's a couple of reasons for it. There is so much transformational issues that are happening in the world. There's so much going on, conflicts everywhere. But I really truly believe. I believe in personal sovereignty. I believe in national sovereignty. I'm so proud of the heritage that I have. I was born in Germany. I'm half American. I live in the UK, right? I feel connected to what's happening in the UK. I've got so many friends that are in the UK. I've got so many business owners that are in the UK. I've got so many working people. I'm in the UK here in an industrial town. British Steel is in this town. That's where I used to work. I believe in national sovereignty. I believe in making the nations that you should be proud of who you are. I was born not in the UK, but I'm so proud of the UK. This is where we grow up. My children were born here. I truly believe that we should be proud of the countries that we live. And the countries that we live should be prosperous for opportunity, to be able to chase your dreams, to be able to build something from something to nothing. The American dream, right? Being able to go for the goals that you have, the dreams that you have, the hopes that you have, to making your life a better place and making a difference to your local community, your town, your city, and making a difference to those around the world where you possibly can. But we have to get priorities also correct. This country has given me so many opportunities. I've gone through education from school to college to university, and then I've gone for the UK dream, right? The United Kingdom dream, starting a business from home, from being in our living rooms, hoping to want to build something so that we could present opportunities for our teams, just build something that can solve problems and make a difference to other people's lives. Entrepreneurship, capitalism, making sure that productivity is rewarded. Those that work hard, turn up, they're not afraid to put their hands in shit. They work hard every single day to make something of themselves, to be able to present opportunity to those around them. I believe in that. I believe in solving problems. And over the last number of months, the last years, it's got more and more difficult. I follow people like the Elon Musks, the pioneers of this world. I love the slogan of "Make America Healthy Again." I love everything that Kennedy stands for in terms of making America healthy again. He assembled a great team. When you think of the Elon Musks, when you think of the Tucker Carlsons, when you think of the Patrick Bet-Davids, the Patrick Bet-David podcast, when you think of whatever side that you're on, whether it's whether you're a Democrat, whether you're a Republican, whether you're a Tory, Conservative, whether you're a Labour, like we all want fundamentally to be happy. We want to make progress in our lives. And there's been so much problems, division, this side against that side. What's happened here and what's happened there? That's this, that's that. For me, I have no problems with anybody out there. It doesn't matter what you believe in, who you are. I want you to have your best life. I want you to be able to express yourself in any way that you want within the boundaries of the law. And I believe that with hard work, getting your head down, building something out of nothing, achieving your goals, expressing yourself the way that you want, that's your prerogative. You can do that. But over the last number of years, it's got into a crisis of identity politics, separating us into buckets, separating us because you are that sexuality, or you are that race, or you are that particular gender, or creating multiple different genders, and that creates division. We are all one race, the human race. We are all one people. And from a national point of view, Donald J. Trump, this is a fundamental moment in history. It started to swing too much. The national debts, the trillions, right? Raising of taxes, the taking money from the citizens of the countries, it's become a problem. It became a problem. We need to fix this. Collectively, we can only fix this. But the US like overwhelmingly has shared the voice that there must now be real change. There's been so much from an Elon Musk point of view, Elon Musk has been sharing so much about the issues of trying to innovate into the future. There's so much problems and gates in the way, that so much legislation, it's starting to become impossible to do anything. There's so much going on across the world that's just preventing change from happening. It's slowing down productivity, and we need productivity and innovation to speed up. We need to make a real difference to people's lives. The borders have been overwhelmed of people coming in. Here in the UK, the boats coming in and coming in and coming in. And the answer has been take more money from its people and then start putting billions upon billions into areas that it's just not working. People are still coming in, and the answer isn't just more and more taxes, taking money from those that are most vulnerable. Recently, we've had the budget in the UK. They've made so many changes, an additional 40 billion. And every single time, proven time and time again, the answer isn't always just to throw money at things. The answer isn't just to throw foreign aid. Like, here's another 4 billion, here's another 10 billion, here's another 2 billion. I just don't believe that that's ever been the answer. The answer is true reform. The answer is truly to look at what is truly not happening, where the struggles have been. Taking money from pensioners, those that have worked their entire life, taking their credits, taking their winter fuel allowance, and then on the same week seeing billions upon billions being given to foreign aid. How do you say that to pensioners, our grandparents? How do you explain that? They're deciding whether to put the heating on or not. They're deciding whether to put the cooker on, to use some gas so they can warm up some warm food. How do you explain that? There needs to be a reform. One of the, whatever side of the aisle that you're on, I've always, I've been reading this book, The Fourth Turning, what the seasons of history tell us of how and when this crisis was end. We've been in a crisis. And this author, Neil Howe, I'd highly recommend that you do check him out. Neil Howe, he talks about the turnings, and we've been in the fourth turning. The fourth turning, which is a crisis where a lot of our infrastructure and when you think of the infrastructure of our roads, our ability to move, the infrastructure of the NHS or the infrastructure of welfare. If you think of, there's so many things that haven't been working. It needs to be brought into a new age. And after the fourth turning ends, and I believe that this is the start of it, we will go back into a high. The high of optimism. It's already begun. Optimism. The feeling of we can achieve, we can grow, we can collectively transform. We can all win together. Doesn't matter what side of the aisle that you're in, we can all win together. Your goals, your ambitions, you can make it happen. And I believe that that's what Donald Trump has stood for. I believe that that's what Republicans have stood for. I believe that that's what traditionally, from a conservative point of view, has stood for. But now it needs reform. Reform UK who believe in hard work. Let's get our hands, let's be innovative. Let's be brave. Let's have courage. Let's build something out of nothing. Let's make a difference to people's lives. Let's do that. But for us to be able to do that, we need the builders, we need the dreamers, we need those that are willing to take a risk, those that are willing to make it happen. And I'm proudly one of you. I'm proudly. That's why I talk about taking massive action every day. That's why on my YouTube channel, we've been talking since 2000 and we've been building since 2015. We want to hire more people. We want to provide more opportunities. We want to solve problems. And over the last number of years, the ability, the taxes have risen so much. We want to get into new offices. We want to get into warehouses. We want to do all this, and the amount of taxes, and then it feels like you don't see any different. You just see money going elsewhere. People like Donald Trump, parties like Reform, that believe in nationalism, believe in their people, believe in giving the tools and the support to encourage you as an entrepreneur, as somebody who's driven to maybe build a fantastic career, right? I was an electrical engineer. I was in the British Steel. There were Tata Steel before then. I was a massive Labour voter. That's what we were, right? Believing like hard work, Labour, unions, but what ended up happening, it became so difficult, legislation and everything else. In the end, it was like, okay, we've got to start our own business. We've got to make it happen. And since then, we have continued to try making it happen. So if you're waking up today and you relate to this and you wanted Donald J. Trump to win, then this is the time for you to now be optimistic and get to work. Let's go let's go solve problems. Let's go help people. Let's go make it happen. Let's go make a greater America again. If you are in the UK and you're thinking to yourself from a business point of view, we've been hammered. It's been hard. We've been hammered. It's going to be a little bit harder yet for us here in the UK. It's going to get a bit harder. We've got to make it through these tax rises and labour. But when the time comes, we're going to need to re-reform as well. So that's just been my initial thoughts. I'm really looking forward to the fallout. I'm looking forward to hearing what Democrats have to say of this, of the fallout, seeing what they say, when they start to digest what didn't happen for Harris, what happened for Trump. I remember I was looking. I literally just tried to look at all sides. Share with me perspective. And I recommend that you do that too. Perspective. But when you only see one perspective, that's a problem. And that's why I believe in free speech. That's why I believed in what Elon Musk has been saying. That's why on my stories, I literally shared, he said that this would be the last election if this wasn't a Donald Trump. It's now giving us optimism for the future. Let me know your comments down below. Give it a big thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button. I like to talk, and I am going to be talking more current affairs. We may end up creating another YouTube channel. We may start a podcast where we start talking about these things, just sharing. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a business owner, a small business owner that has started from our home. I'm in the trenches. I am on the journey. I am like those that are trying to make a living, trying to make a difference, trying to support their family, trying to solve problems, trying to move into the future with optimism, innovation, believing in free speech, believing in enterprise, believing in partnerships and kinships and relationships. And we can do this. That's what I've believed in. That's where taking massive action every day, goal setting for the dreams and hopes of the future. That's what I've believed in and what I'll continue to believe in. Take care. Thank you very much for watching. Hit the subscribe button. Share your comments down below. If you've got any comments, any disagreements, any agreements, whatever it is, get the comments started down below. My name's Kev, inspiring you every single day to keep taking massive action to the end of the fourth turning, the end of the crisis. Let's get to the new high. Let's build. Let's be optimistic. Let's have courage. Let's make it happen. And let's keep sharing our voices. Speak soon.